Hi guys, welcome to a new lesson of Learn Italian with Elena. So in this lesson I'd like to do a wrap-up, a review of the articles. We have seen articoli determinativi, articoli indeterminativi e articoli partitivi. And then I'd like to have a small part of spoken language. So I'd like to teach you how you can introduce yourself in a deeper way than what we have seen in the first lesson. So for example, how you can say what you do in your life, your work, your study, where do you live, etc. First of all, let's do a wrap up by doing some exercises together about the articles. Here you have some gap. You have to fill the gap by choosing the correct article. So, vorrei comprare casa. I'd like to buy a house. I'd like to buy, in general, a house. In this case, we can choose una casa. In case, for example, we are in a context where we are speaking to someone and we have the interest in buying a house because we are looking for a house and we found the house of our dreams, then in that case we are referring to a house in specific, and in that case we can use la casa. Vorrei comprare la casa. I'd like to buy the house because in this case we use the articolo determinativo. Why? Because we are referring to something in specific. Then, mi è piaciuto libro. I liked book. In this case, we are referring to a book in the specific. Why? Because, for example, we were talking to a friend, and the friend asked us, did you like the book that I borrowed you, I lent you, did you like the book that you bought 2 days ago, for example? So in this case we have to use articolo determinativo, il libro. Then I advise you here to go back to the other lesson and see why we choose il instead of lo. Okay, let me tell you again. Lo, we use lo with before words that start with sp, sk, sh, gn and z. Okay? Remember. Then, mi presteresti soldi? Would you lend me money? In English here we would say some money, and in Italian is the same. Why? Because money is let's say is a all, is can be a huge amount. Okay, we mean a part, only a part of this amount. So in this case we have to use the so-called articoli partitivi. So it's dei soldi. Also here I advise you to go back and look, watch the other lesson where I explain you the difference between dei and degli. We use degli in some specific cases, okay, which are actually are the same cases that I just explained to you some minutes ago about lo. So in front of words, in this case plural words starting with sp, sk, sh, gn, z, but also plural words starting, and of course male plural words starting with vowels. So for example with a. And let's go to the other sentence. Amici di Sara sono gentili. Friends of Sara are kind. In this case, we are not referring to generic friends, but we are referring to friends of Sara or Sara's friends. So in this case, we have to use un articolo determinativo. Which one? For the reason that I just explained you, il chi. And then, avresti, spago, Would you have twine? Would you have some twine? Also, in this case, as in English, we use we refer to a part of something. In this case, twine. Can be meters and meters of twine. Okay. So, for example, I would like only 10 centimeter. And in this case also we have to use articolo partitivo as for some money. So is dello. Why is dello and not dei? For the same reason that amici wants gli and yeah, okay, for the same reason of gli amici. Why? Because dello, spago. Spago starts with SP, so it is so for spago holds the rule of lo and gli. Indeed, if we have the plural of spago in this case, avresti spaghi, because maybe I need meters and meters of twine. In this case, would you know which articolo partitivo I have to use? Degli. Okay? Great, guys. Okay, guys, now let's talk a bit. So, we have seen in the first lesson, you can say ciao, salve, hi. Ciao is informal, instead salve is formal. Then you can say mi chiamo, Elena, and your name, or sono. Then you would like to say your age, for example. So in this case you have to use verb to have. Here in English is, for example, to be. So, to be like old. I am 26 years old. In Italian is with the verb to be, because I have years. This is how we think the language in this sense. So, ho 26 anni. Ho 26 anni. Then you can say your 26. Okay, in another lesson, of course, I will explain you all the numbers, so I will tell you how you can learn. I will teach you all the numbers. So, for example, if you are 20, you can say 20. If you are 30, you can say 30. If you are 45, you can say 45, for example. Then, io sono un avvocato. Io, or also without io, which means I, sono, am, un avvocato. I am a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. This is an example. Sono un avvocato. So, avvocato in Italian is male, is a male word, and unfortunately is used for both male and female. Nowadays we have also another, some people use also a new female version for lawyer, which is avvocatessa. In this case, remember, it's un'avvocatessa, okay? But you can be also, for example, a scientist. No, I'm joking. You can, no, why not? You can be una scienziata, uno scienziato. You can be an engineer, un ingegnere. You can be a teacher, una maestra, or a professor, una professoressa, or un professore. And then you can say where are you from? Io vengo da Example, India, dall'India. Io vengo dall'India. I come from India. Then you can say that, for example, okay, io vengo dall'India, but I live in another country. For example, you moved to Italy. So you can say that you live in Italy since or for io vengo dall'India, I come from India, but ma abito a Milano da 2 anni. But I live in Milan for 2 years. If you have to say dal 2015, since 2015, it's still the same preposition, da o dal. Ok, ma abito, but I live in Milan for 2 years, or since 2015. You can also say I forgot, maybe you're a student, so you can say sono uno studente for male. If you are a female, if you're a girl, a woman, then you can say una studentessa. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna repeat you all these slowly, just to make you learn the pronunciation. Then I will tell you fast, not fast, like in a normal way, how you would say it, like once that you learned Italian very well. Salve, sono Elena, ho 26 anni e sono una studentessa. Io vengo dall'India, ma abito a Milano da 2 anni. Okay, guys. I will repeat very fast. Normally. Salve, ciao, sono Elena, ho 26 anni e sono una studentessa. Io vengo dall'India, ma abito in Italia da 2 anni. Thank you guys. Bye.